Hey, what's going on, guys? This your boy Jason coming to you guys with another movie review. Welcome to Real Thoughts, my YouTube channel. Welcome to realthoughts.net. If you're watching this on the actual website. Um, but yeah, I'm here to give you guys another movie review. I hope you enjoy it. Um, so I just recently went and had the pleasure of seeing Just Mercy. And like this is actually very different for me because this movie was freaking awesome. And like anybody that knows me, and I've said it on my movie review on a couple of other movies of this genre, but I typically do not like movies like this. I don't like, this was one of those racist type of movies or whatever where you kind of see the ugly side of America. And because of that, like, these are not my favorite movies to watch. Like, I'm just not a big fan of them or whatever. I don't enjoy them. They're not entertaining to me, which, I mean, they're not meant to be entertaining, but um, I don't enjoy watching movies like this. Like, they bring about, like, certain emotions and stuff or whatever. It's just, sometimes they're just hard to watch. And this movie brought about those same type of emotions, and sometimes it was frustrating or whatever. But this movie was so darn good, dude. Like, I really didn't like. My wife wanted to watch this movie, and like I kind of wanted to watch it too because, of course, it got like an all-star cast in it and everything, whatever. But I'm more of an action person, so or kind of a horror person or whatever. So I really wanted to see Underwater. That's really what I wanted to see or whatever. But wife is pregnant right now, and I don't know how many more times that she's gonna be able to go to the movies with me, and because she's getting bigger and bigger, so I was just gonna watch Underwater a different day, and she really wanted to see Just Mercy, I guess, because Michael B. Jordan was in it or whatever, and so we wanted to hit Just Mercy. So I already went in to this movie, watching this movie with negative. Like, I don't want to see this movie, first of all. And then it's another movie out there I really wanted to see. But I got to go see this movie instead or whatever. Which I was still going to see this. I just want to see Underwater first. But I was so not disappointed. This movie was so darn good. And, like, with this movie, it makes it difficult for me because, like, I don't think I've ever rated a movie. Like, I think I'm gonna give this movie like a 9.5 out of 10. And I don't think I've ever rated a movie of this genre like this high of a rating. Like, never. Like, this movie was like and it's messed up because, or I don't want to say it's messed up, but it kind of is because I really didn't want to like rate it this high because of the type of movie it is or whatever. But like as I was thinking about, as I was driving home, I was trying to figure out, okay, what am I gonna say about this movie as far as like negative aspects and why it do not deserve a perfect 10 score. Like, it was so difficult for me to think of. Like, I truly cannot think of anything that they really could have done better in this. Like, the only thing, and this is what I feel like, and me and my wife discussed it or whatever because I loved it, and surprisingly, she didn't enjoy it as much as I did. Like, and that's the crazy part about it. It was her movie to watch or whatever, but she enjoyed it, but she didn't think that it was like worth like a perfect 10 score or whatever. She felt like the movie was too long or whatever, which it is. So, and I guess this kind of goes toward like why I'm just gonna give it like a 9.5 or whatever. But well, let me explain myself first because I don't want to just ramble. So this movie is 2 hours and I believe like 15 minutes long, and like this a long time to just be watching like a drama type of movie or whatever. And when you're doing a movie like that, like typically, you have to really, if you're gonna do it right, you have to make sure that every scene in this movie has a purpose or whatever, and like there's like you're just not wasting people's time. And this movie executed that perfectly. So and like one of the other things that my wife said that she didn't really well, I ain't gonna say she said that she didn't enjoy, but the character that Brie Larson was playing, Eva, I think her last name is Ashley. She was the Caucasian, I guess, like um sidekick of Michael B. Jordan, whatever, and like she was his second in command and his assistant. So and she got like a couple of death threats or whatever for helping Michael B. Jordan, try to get people off death row or whatever. But they didn't really showcase a lot of it. Like they showcased like one real big incident or whatever of her kind of being terrorized or whatever, or her and her family being terrorized. But that didn't really like delve too much into that part of her life or whatever. And there was her argument. My wife said that she wanted to see a little bit more of like what her character actually had to deal with being an assistant of an African American that's trying to get other people like off death row or whatever, convicted convicts off death row. But then again, her argument was still the movie was too long. So it's like, okay, well, if they add more content, the movie's going to be even longer than it is or whatever. So I feel like personally, like the movie did a perfect job of every scene in this movie had a purpose. So they touched on Brie Larson character and her family and how they kind of got terrorized a little bit. They touched on Michael B. Jordan and how he was harassed. They touched on Jamie Foxx or whatever, his life before prison and his life during prison or whatever. They touched on his family. They touched on some of the accusers of the people that was framing him or whatever. They touched on their background and their lives or whatever. They touched on the lives of some of the inmates that was incarcerated with Jamie Foxx's character or whatever. Like they touched on like everything. So it was like it was 2 hours and 15 minutes, and it was a long movie, but there was a purpose for each scene in this movie. And I feel like that's one thing that I feel like that Queen and Slim kind of failed on. I feel like that it was Queen and Slim was like it was like over 2 hours. I forget how long it was. I think it was like 2 hours and 10 minutes or something like that. But it was just like some of these scenes in this movie, y'all do not have to have them in this movie. And it's just like y'all just at this point y'all just wasting my time because it's not very entertaining or whatever. But this movie, it did exactly what it was supposed to do. The film was easy to follow. It was plain. It was simple. Um, the acting in this movie, oh my god, it was perfect. And this movie did, and that's kind of another thing that I kind of feel like, and this is more so my argument as far as why I'm not giving it a perfect 10. Me and my wife had a conversation or whatever. I told her that this movie did what The Pursuit of Happiness could not do. And by saying that, my argument is that the Pursuit of Happiness was a very narrow movie. Like the entire movie was depressing all the way up to the end when he finally gets the job or whatever. Then it's kind of like, yay, he went through all of this crap and he finally got the job or whatever. But the entire rest of the movie was just straight up depressing. It was just like, dude, I really want to kill myself after this movie. It's like it's just like there was no like happiness like throughout his journey or whatever. I feel like that there was very narrow of the screenwriters, or like I feel like that they could have did a better job as far as like giving us a little more more of an emotional roller coaster or whatever. That's what this film did. This film executed it perfectly. This movie was attachable. Like you gravitated to the characters or whatever. You were able to feel what they were feeling because of the excellent acting that was in this movie. It was inspiring. It was depressing when it was supposed to be depressed because of course you got racist people in the movie whatever, so they gotta make people uncomfortable whatever, so you get the depressing factor, but you also get that uplifting encouragement or whatever. Like you don't have to wait to the end of the movie to get some sense of okay, things may end up being okay for these people whatever. Like you have your upsides and your downsides throughout the entire movie, whatever. And because of that, I feel like it was just perfectly done. The only thing that I will say, and this is going back to what I was saying as far as why I feel like I'm not gonna give it a perfect 10, is the fact that nothing was done wrong with this movie. But even though I did get emotional on some scenes or whatever, one thing that the Pursuit of Happiness did do, it almost got me to cry. Like Pursuit of Happiness, this movie almost got me to cry too. But Pursuit of Happiness, like I was really like holding my head back, trying to be a man or whatever, trying to make sure that my tears don't come down or whatever. The bathroom scene in Pursuit of Happiness, every time that scene come on, it's just like this scene was just so powerful and just like, and this movie, like it did that, but it didn't do it to that extent. I was attached to the characters in the movie. I gravitated them, and when I was supposed to feel emotional and everything, I felt emotional. But I didn't, like, the tears didn't well up in my eyes as they did in Pursuit of Happiness. So that is one thing that Pursuit of Happiness does have of this film. Like, you'll watch this film and you may get emotional. If you're super already emotional, whatever, you might go ahead and shed a couple of tears. But because there are a couple of scenes, there's this one part where something really bad happens. I'll say because I want to ruin it for anybody. But and well, I don't want to ruin it. So there's this one scene, part of the movie that is more depressing than the other parts of the movie. I'll say, and that part of the movie is like this. The part where I was just like, okay, I feel something liquidy coming up in my eyes. So, but like it wasn't just like I ain't have to hold my head back. I wasn't like that. I was just like, okay, yeah, this kind of jacked up or whatever. I feel so sorry for this person. So, I think I'm gonna give this movie a 9.5 though, but because this movie, because of that, just because of that one thing, like I couldn't just well up in my tears like I want to, or whatever. And maybe it's just because I don't know. Like this movie was darn good, bro. This movie was darn good, and I have, with the exception of that one point, I really don't have anything bad to say about this movie. Michael B. Jordan did an excellent job. I'm always hating on him because my wife got a crush on him, and so many of these other females out here, like, they love Michael B. Jordan. And it's okay. Like, I don't care. But I really want to hate on Michael B. Jordan, but he's an excellent actor. Like it is what it is. I couldn't hate on his performance. Jamie Foxx is just, I can't say enough about his acting performances. Every time he's in a drama, it's messed up because he's a comedian, but he does better, in my opinion, in drama films than he does in like other stuff that he does, like other works of art that he does, but or other films that he do. But Jamie Foxx, he did an excellent job. But Michael B. Jordan wasn't half stepping either. Brie Larson, she wasn't half stepping. Everybody in this film, even the background people, like the Jamie Foxx's wife, or Johnny D, that's what his character's name was. But Johnny D's family, the wife and the kids or whatever, the son, like all of them did good. The guy who framed Johnny D or whatever, he did great. Like the prosecuting attorneys, they did awesome. Like everybody in this film deserves some kind of award. Like I don't know for what or whatever, but they should just get some kind of award just for being in this film. So Just Mercy, the first best movie, well, the first great movie of 2020. I have hardly anything bad to say about this movie. Well, I don't have anything bad to say about this movie. It was just a great movie, and I'm just gonna end it right there. You guys check it out if you have a chance. It is movie theater worthy, if you ask me. So check it out if you get a chance. And that's about it. If you like what you saw, like, subscribe to my page. If you don't, it's okay. Check out what I got at realthoughts.net. It's my blog website that I put together, and anything related to movies, whatever, you could probably find at realthoughts.net. So yeah, that's it. That's about it. I will holler at you guys next time. Thank you for coming and checking me out.